Intercourse, that's what we're talking about. You got the caption right on tonight. This is part 3, and we're getting ready to go in a little deeper on tonight. Oh my gosh. Intercourse, what is that all about? Remember, I already said that intercourse is not just physical, but we do know that it's spiritual. You know, we know that all of those components connect in that course, in the path that we take when we unite with someone else, when we come together with someone else in harmony, we connect our paths together, we have that chemistry, that spark, that fire. Oh my, intercourse is very, very spiritual. It's not just physical, it's emotional, it's mental. It stimulates all the parts of you. Every part of your body is ignited in intercourse. And I tell you that when you are in the course with someone, that you are on one accord with someone, that you're walking together in harmony with someone, and that chemistry is there, man, what a balance is that. What a balance is that, to be connected with someone in such a way. But it's so many things that happen during the course of intercourse. You know, you have that connection, of course, but there's a whole lot that is taking place on the inside that we're just not prepared for. We're just not prepared for it, you know. And that's why, you know, that's why it was designed really good. God made it. He made it really, really good. Yes, he did. He made sex good, but he made it, he said he made it for married people. And a lot of times, you see, you know, when we deal with it on such a level, and we're not married and we're dealing with it on that level, oh my goodness, it can leave us so disenchanted. It can leave us so disconnected, so despondent. Of course, when we're on that course, the feeling is good. Yeah, the feeling is good. Look, I'm going to talk about it because, you know, when we get into sex of things, when we get intimate in that way, when we're getting physical, there's a whole lot that's going on. Of course, we have that chemistry. You know, you got to have it, right? Right? And I told you I'm going to talk about it because we heard a lady say that, you know, she stopped having sex because she had bad sex. It wasn't good to her anymore. And she came to realization that's not what she wanted. That's not where she wanted to be. So it caused her to leave the relationship that she was in. But I want to talk about those that are having good sex on tonight. Drop the mic. I know you wasn't ready for it. But those of us that are having good sex, woo, do you leave that just like that? You know, it's okay. You can, of course, you can leave it when it's not good. Yeah, you can walk away from it when it's not good. Absolutely. You can walk away from someone that you're not attracted to. You can walk away someone that you're not even feeling. That's so easy to do, right? Right? But what happens when it's good and you want to walk away but you can't? Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. When you want to walk away and you can't walk away. All of what happens to us on the inside when we're in course with somebody. See, we're talking about sexual intercourse. We're talking about intimacy. That's what we're talking about. Intimacy. What do you see into me? Listen, ladies, until we have gotten connected with somebody, listen, that we can desire physically, I'm not going to leave it out. I'm not going to be deep. I told you about it before. If you're not physically attracted to the person in the first place, then you have no chemistry. So, of course, we can be deep. We can talk Bible all day, all night. We can talk about, you know, how spiritual he has to be. But if you're not physically attracted to him, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter because, you know, your appetite is known. And you know the adversary is going to send you what you like. He's going to give you what you need. He's going to have them packaged the way you like them packaged. So it's definitely got to be physical first. Come on, who are you kidding? Come on, we're not walking around with hair loads over our head. We're not walking around just a spiritual being, but we're fleshly as well as spiritual, okay? So we got to deal with the natural as well. So, of course, that person has to be physically appealing, physically attracted to you. Otherwise, it's not a temptation. It's not a craving. It does nothing for you. You know, you can put sauerkraut in front of me all day. You can dress it up with toppings. You can do whatever you want. You can tell me it's the best. I'll never eat it because I don't like it. I don't want it. Not going to try it. You can say how good it is. I won't try it. But if you put something before me that I really, really like, you know, that it's a craving of mine. It satisfies my appetite, you know. You put bread pudding with a little rum sauce on it, then I might like that. I might taste a little bit of that because that looks good to me. I love it. I'm going to probably want to taste it to see how good it is. That's what I'm talking about. So all of us have an appetite. Yeah. Your appetite might not be my appetite. My appetite may not be your appetite, but we all have an appetite. And I'm telling you, first it starts with the physical. Yes, it does. You have to have that physical appetite. You have to be able to be visual to see what's in front of you, to see if you're attracted to it, if it's appealing to you. And then, yeah, you might be a little tempted. It might be a little tasty to you. And then, listen, then we get curious. Then we get close because we start trying to find out who this is, what he's about, all of that, or she, okay? Because I know we have our gentlemen that are here. But we talking about it, and then when we get up close to it, and we deal with it on a more intimate level, okay? Intimate level, because I told you that into me was intimacy, seeing into me from conversation, getting to understand, getting to know the person a little better, getting to know the whole person, you know, the spiritual side of them, the intellectual side of them, all of that, you know, their mental side, their emotional side, all of that. And I told you in seasons, you can test a person in seasons and you'll know who they are. And you know when a person tell you who they are, believe them. You've heard it. Yes, you've heard it. Definitely. All right. So believe them. Believe them when they tell you. Believe them. And when they begin to show you, oh yes, definitely believe them, because action speaks louder than words. So when they begin to show you who they are, you better believe it. You better believe it. Don't go second guessing. You better believe it. So now, hello somebody. You've gotten intercourse. You're on one accord. You're in that path. You've connected. And now it has taken you to a road that has left you high and dry, for lack of better terms. It's taken you to a place where you feel that you wanted to be, at least you thought you wanted to be there. And now you realize that you've gotten there and you don't know how to get back. Yeah. I think that's why it was intended for husband and wife, because we get so caught up into these sexual soul ties and then we're bound by them. And when that person walk away or leaves our lives, we don't know how to get back. We don't know how to let go. It deals with our emotions. It deals with our intellect. You start feeling like you've been played. You start contemplating stuff in your head. You start trying to figure out what happened, where you went wrong, what you didn't do right, you know, what you could have done, what you should have done, all of that stuff. And it deals with you. It deals with your mind. It deals with your self-esteem, all of that. And it's all because of intercourse. Many times we don't go down that route when we're not physically attracted. We don't go down that route when we have not connected sexually. A lot of times we might get a little, you know, have our feelings hurt. We get a little bit entangled, but not too deep. And when it breaks, it's not so bad. But when you had intercourse, you feel like you shared yourself, you exposed yourself, you've given yourself, then it feels like it's a little bit more intense for you. It's a little bit more heartbreaking at that point. So we're going to talk about intercourse when you're going down that course. Now listen, I said before, because ladies, and I'm going to talk to the married ladies as well, because we need to deal with it. I said before, you know, many of us that's over 50 years old, we go through those highs and lows. We're able to deal, and some of us are not. Now, this is for everybody. So you have to understand who I'm talking to. I'm not just talking to Christians. I'm not just talking to people that are in the Word, that people are in the church. There's some real people that are dealing with this, and it's heavy for them to deal with. There's actually some people who really, really love the Lord, and they're dealing with it, and they feel some sense of guilt, and it's heavy for them to deal with it. And some people just don't want to talk about it, and they're shy away from it because they don't want to say what's going on. They don't want to tell you the struggles that they're really having. They want to put on their church face and their church hat and look spiritual and deep, and they're struggling on the inside because they're dealing with some issues that they know they're grown enough to deal with them, but they know that that's not where they want to be. So come on, somebody, we gotta be real. We gotta be real with the folk. So let me say this: if you're not having a struggle, I understand. This is not for you. If you're good and you never had a struggle, you never thought about it, it doesn't bother you, you don't even have those kind of hot flashes, you're not dealing with that, you're good, okay? This is not what you need. If it's not what you need, it's not what you need. I understand. But there's some people that may feel like, hey, I'm not dealing with it like that. I don't have any struggles, any issues with it, Mary J. It comes across my mind every now and then, but I'm in a good place with myself, spiritually and emotionally and mentally and physically. I don't have any type of, setbacks when it comes to that. I'm not really looking for it, so I'm good. I'm good where I am, and that's a good thing. That's a good place to be as well. But there's some of us too that we don't have any struggles. We just go in when we want to go in. We have it. Hey, we feel it. We go through the emotions. We let go of it, and we try to move on, but we can't get past it. We just can't get past it. There's some of us that can't even keep our hands off ourselves. Oh, yes, we can't keep our hands off ourselves, and we feel like we have to justify it by pleasing ourselves, and we think that it's okay because that's what we're doing, and then there's nobody's being affected by it. It's just me and myself and I. Come on, we deal with it. Come on, we're grown. That's why I say this is for the serious and the mature. The serious and the matured, okay? So if you're not in that place, this is not the space for you. I know you better exit quickly, okay? Because we deal with it in a way, and we try to sugarcoat everything, and we want to refrain from certain conversations. But listen, back in the day, we didn't have these type of conversations at all. It wasn't something that we even talked about. We didn't even know if what was right, what was wrong, what was Bible, what wasn't. We didn't know. But now we do. As grown men and women, we do know. But of course, we're going to deal with it, and we have to. So when we're talking about intercourse, oh my goodness, it can be good. It can be really good. And then it can be a whole lot of baggage. It can be a whole lot of emotional baggage. It can be a whole lot of turmoil in your life. It can bring you through some stuff and take you to places where you never thought you'd go, do things you never thought you would do, and then have you feeling so ashamed, so ashamed of what you've done, and in the places that you've been, and the people that you've even been encounter with, that you've had wasted your time with, and you think about this, and then you can't get that back. So what do we do when we feel that? We talked about masturbation. That's what I'm talking about when I say when you can't even keep your hands off yourself. That's what I'm talking about there. But we'll deal with it and act like, okay, it's nothing. But then when you have a struggle, and that's a flesh struggle that you cannot shake, you cannot break, you cannot escape it, and it's exerting your energy, and you have that struggle. Or your toys. I told you it was going to be part 3 on tonight. Or your toys, and you feel like, hey, you know what, I'm good, I don't need a man, I got my toy, I have my satisfaction, I'm doing what I want to do, I'm not bothering anybody, and I ain't got time to deal with no foolishness. But I said that, we call him out Bob. I found out the name for him, y'all. It was Bob, battery operated boyfriend, I've been told. Yes. And then when Bob, because Bob can't give you STDs, Bob's not going to get you pregnant. Bob's not going to break your heart. We talked about it. See, that's the blog talk at night. Late night with the ladies for matters of the heart. That blog talk is when it's really deep. But we talked about Bob on a blog. You can go back to my Real Talk Mary J blog talk. And I think I posted it on my page so you'll catch it there. Okay. But Bob is worn out. You're not satisfied with Bob. You're not happy with Bob. Bob is not flesh. Bob can't love you. Bob can't feel you back. You know, I'm saying all of these things because we deal with it. We deal with it and we ignore it. But let me tell you what's going on. There's some deep embedded things that are happening on the inside. You become so emotionally driven. You feel like, you know, you're by yourself. That spirit of loneliness sets in. You think that you don't have anybody to love you back. You're feeling unlovable. You're feeling undesirable. You're feeling unworthy. Okay, I'm getting deeper on tonight. You're feeling all of that. And so you're dealing with all of these sexual soul ties, the things that have been planted in you from long time ago, from person to person. And now you're telling yourself that you don't need a man. You're good by yourself. You don't want one. So that's why you throw Bob in there. That's what I'm saying. But you're still not whole. You're still not complete. You're not satisfied. Even when you can't keep your hands off yourself, it's still not enough. You're dealing with that. Then you deal with, as we go older, we talk about vaginal dryness, that we're dry on the inside. Oh, I know y'all saying, Mary J, I know you're not on this. Yes, I'm on here talking about it tonight. I'm on here talking about it tonight. That's right. And we're dealing, that's a hormone imbalance, and that's something that you may want to go get checked. You may want to inquire about that. I know you're saying I don't have to inquire about it because I ain't worrying about it right now. But if you feel like you want to be with somebody in your life, if you're going to get married, if you're interested in being with a partner, at some point you're going to want to have to deal with it. You don't want to deal with it too late. You don't want to deal with it too late. That's something that you want to deal with right now. Yeah, because you're going to need those parts to work when it's time to work them. You're going to need them to work. All right? Ladies that are married, when you're dealing with your husband and you're not intimate and you feel that you're not sensual and it's a chore and you don't want to be bothered with sex, you don't feel like having sex is routine for you, it's uncomfortable for you at times, that may be a hormone imbalance that you need to go get checked. And there's medication for that. Yeah, there's medication for that. It should not be a chore, and it should not be a trick and a treat. Maybe a trick if you're married. Okay, I'm going to leave that right there with you. All right? But it should not be like you giving him a prize every now and then. Okay, we're sleeping in the bed with warm-up suits, jogging suits, and we're waking up, you know, not wanting to be intimate with your partner, and, you know, not wanting to be up close with your mate, and feeling like you're just going through the mechanics and you're going through the motion, and it's like it's become a part of your things to do, and you get around to do it whenever you can do it, you know. So we're going to deal with all of that stuff. You have to. If not, you're going to find your relationship really withering away. You're going to really find it at a dead end. You're going to find it where you're no longer even sexually driven or even attracted to it. And I can talk about all this stuff because I was married for almost 19 years, ladies. Almost 19 years. I'm single now, and I have to deal with it now as well. You know, so it didn't leave me because I left the marriage. It's still there, you know. So there's things, I'm telling you, stuff crosses your mind. Your body feels these kind of things, and we want to talk about it because everybody's going to pretend. Everybody's going to put on their church hat and their church face and act like, you know, nothing going on, ain't nothing bothering them. And if nothing is totally not bothering you at all as a female and you have no emotions at all, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to diagnose you myself. That's a hormone imbalance. Only if you want to, though. Now, if you feel like, okay, I'm going to be good like this till Jesus come and I'm good and I don't want a husband, I don't want a man, I'm none of that, then you're okay. But I'm saying, if it's bothering you in a way, say you have somebody that you're dating, or somebody you're interested in, or you have that chemistry, but you don't feel anything, you don't feel nothing at all, then that's something that may need to be checked. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Something's wrong with that. Something's wrong with that. But sometimes, let me tell you, we get so used to it and we get so complacent that we think that it's okay. And a lot of us think that we're just that strong, and we're just that saved, and we're so delivered in that area that we're good. But you can't, you know what I'm saying? It has to be something that has to stir you up to know whether or not, if you still feel it, if it's a problem for you. If it's not a problem for you at all, none at all, and you're okay, then I'm not talking to you. That's good. I'm not talking to you. And I'm going to tell you, there's things that you can do, because we're going to talk about it and I'm going to go through it. There's things that you can do. First of all, if you're not feeling anything, nothing, red flag. You have flesh, you have blood, you should feel. Okay? If you're not feeling anything, check that out first. That may be a hormone imbalance, so you might need to go and have that checked first. See what's going on with that. See where that's coming from. Especially our married women. See what that is about. Okay? Because that can be something that can help you during the course of your marriage, that will help you get through that. That will help you be able to be at one with your mate. And you might feel so sluggish and so tired. You're so fatigued. You're not sexually driven. You're vaginally dry. You don't have any feelings as it relates to that. It's aggravating to you to even think about it. Check that out. Check that out. I'm serious. Check that out. Because that very well may be the case. And so that's something that you really need to inquire of. Okay? And because I don't want you to be just sitting around thinking something is wrong with you. You know, you'll be thinking something is wrong with me. I'm not desirable. I don't feel lovable. I don't feel sensual. He's not even reaching for me anymore. I don't care to reach for him at all. And so all of those feelings begin to stir up in your emotions, and you start judging yourself. You know, you start feeling disconnected. You start feeling unappreciated and all of that. You start questioning yourself. It will bring your self-esteem so low. So that's something that you need to really talk about. You need to check on that. That's something that you need to inquire of. Okay? So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Now, if you're in a relationship and you're sensual and you're sexually driven and you're in love with that person, you want to be intimate with that person, but he haven't put a ring on it. And if he have not put a ring on it, then you have to distance yourself when it comes to the intimate part of you, when it comes to sexual intercourse. Because what happens is that when you enter into that course with that person and you're physically connected, you become physically also attached. And when you're attached to someone and you can't break away from it, you have set in that soul tie, and that soul tie will lead you down a road that will have you feeling so tired. Tired of the drama, tired of the foolishness, tired of the rejection, tired of the mind games, tired of the mechanics, tired of all of that emotional drama that you would go through trying to figure out what is really going on. You're getting a text, now you're not getting texts anymore. You're getting calls, now you're not really getting called anymore. You know what I'm saying? You are on a roller coaster. You're going through all of those emotions now because you have been intimate with that person. Sexual intercourse. You have came over into that course. You've crossed over in a little bit too deep. And now it's got you feeling all emotional, mentally, And emotionally. Oh, guess what? Did you see Acrimony? Oh, I'm not going to give it away. Mary J. Movie Club will go see it Friday, but I've already seen it. You know I'm always ahead of the game. Go see it. Oh, my God. But I want to say this. Taraji P., my girl, you did your thing. But I'm going to tell you, ladies, let me throw this in for free. If you're not emotionally stable, don't you go see Acrimony. If you already know that that's going to be a trigger for you because of some things that you dealt with or some things you're dealing with or some things you're coming out of. If you're not, ooh, Ty is deep, okay? So ladies, those of you that are getting ready to come with the movie club, come with it. We're going Friday, okay? You'll be able to go see it with Mary J. Movie Club. We're all connecting. We'll go as a girl club and we'll all go see it. But if you're not emotionally stable, if you just came out of a breakup, if you just came out of some deep things with a person and you're not emotionally stable, you think that you have not just quite gotten over that person, especially if you just came out of it. Acrimony is not the movie for you right now. Maybe later, not right now, okay? I'm just forewarning you. I'm just forewarning you. You don't want to be, you don't want nothing igniting. You don't want anything stirring up. You don't want anything, kind of connecting in you to make you go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I already told you about it. Yeah, that's what sexual soul ties would do to you. You're laughing, Ty. That's what it would do to you. And sexual soul ties would definitely do that. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. You have to know who you are. You have to know whose you are. Okay, you fell. You got knocked down. It caught you off guard. And maybe it didn't. Maybe you just went straight in it because you're a grown woman, right? You could do what you want to do. Yeah, you can do what you want to do. But you gotta be grown enough to come out of that stuff too. You gotta be grown enough to know how to get yourself back up again, and shake that stuff off. You got to be able to war through that. You got to be able to get into your closet and pray your way out of some emotional bondage. You have to be able to take a spiritual bath and worship and speak affirmations over yourself to come out of that, to break from that. You have to be able to talk to yourself and tell yourself, girl, do you know who you are? Do you know that you are a Jew? Do you know that you are a queen? Do you really know who you are in your worth? Come on, girl. You better get back up. You better lift your head up. You better pull your shoulders back. You better line your lips, baby. Wax those brows. Do what you got to do. Get yourself together. Get yourself together and bounce back. Bounce back. You may have to do away with all of those texts and stop reading them over and over, revisiting the same stuff over and over. Why you on that man page and you're looking at all the stuff and you already seen and you know how it made you feel when you saw it and you're going back in for another look and it's dealing with you all crazy on the inside. You might need to break away from all of the stuff, the perfumes that you once had, that fragrance that remind you of him, that color of nail polish that he liked to see you with, that dress he liked to see you wear. All of that stuff is all connected. You didn't know that? It's all connected. Even the foods you eat, the music you listen to, the type of drink that you drink. Yeah. All of that's connected. Certain foods will stimulate the sexual senses of your body, of your mind. That chemistry would make you feel a certain way. You'd be like, oh my God, this is so good. Oh girl, I had this with him. I remember when we ate this at the... Y'all know I'm trying to help you. I really am. I'm laughing because I've been there and I've heard so many stories. That's why I can talk about it. That's why I can tell you. I can tell you about it. So we got to be able to come out. We got to be able to be real with us. You see, because when you know you, you know you. You know? That's what I'm saying. When you know you, you know you, eh? You know you. Nobody knows you like you know you. Nobody knows you like you know you. So when you know yourself, you have to talk to yourself. You know your limitations. You have to say, girl, look, you can't go there. Girl, look, don't compromise. Don't put yourself in that position. Don't you do that. You know what this did to you last time. You let your guards down. You've been there. Come on, you're not about to go back down that road again. You better pull out of this thing. You better go the other way. I'm going to tell you, sometimes the chemistry can be so real and deep. I'm going to tell you, I had this guy that was very attractive, that was very complimentary. I just met him at a bank, and he had these words that he spoke. He was so fly, guys. And I'm telling you, this was some years ago, and I felt it. When I was leaving the line at the teller, I felt him behind me. You know how somebody can be behind you in a line. I felt him watching. I felt him looking at me up and down, but I was in front of him, but I can feel his presence behind me, and I know he was checking me out. And so, and I'm not saying this like to be, it's not a flesh thing. I'm not, come on, don't even go there. We ain't even on that level. Don't even act like that. I'm just real, okay? So when I got to the front and I was leaving, as I was walking out of the bank, I said, oh my God, he's going to follow me, or he's going to, so I kind of felt it. And so I went back in the bank. And I was trying to, and that was, I'm telling you, I went back in the bank because I was just trying to give him some time to go. So he went out before me, and he went out, and as I came out, he was in his car, and as I was walking across the parking lot, he pulled up on the side of me in his convertible car. Fine guy, fine car, all of that. And I'm saying all of that because I talk to you about the real, the natural first, because you don't know a person. We are our own billboard. So how we present ourselves, the way we're packaged, is what we're going to see first. And he said it's so nice to finally see a real classy lady. Hello, beautiful. I just wanted to tell you how gorgeous you were. I was like, hello, how are you? And I walk into my car, and he give me his business card, and he say, you ever looking for whatever, I ain't gonna tell you with the line of work or whatever, because I ain't trying to tell who this person is. And he said, give me a call. And I said, okay. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm not gonna give him no call. I'm not about to call. I think I dissed the business card. I tore it up or whatever I did, because guess what? I know me. You see what I'm saying? You got to know you. I know me. And I'm like, I'm not even about to call this dude, because I don't do that. If he want to talk, he's going to have to call me, kind of thing. That's what I'm saying. So as I'm following him, and I'm telling you this story because I'm going somewhere. As I'm going out, he's in front of me, and we're going the same direction. We're going the same way. So now I'm saying, oh my God, I don't want him to think I'm following him, but we're going in the same direction. When he turned, I turned. I'm like, okay, I'm about to get off of this road, because I don't want him to think I'm following him. So I just went another way, so he didn't think that. Guess what happened? Y'all? Had to be a whole maybe month later, I pulled up to this little cozy spot of mine that I like to go to, just by the waterfall, just me and myself, to have my downtime. When I pulled up to park, he was there. A month later. Never exchanged phone numbers. I had his business card. Never called him. Never told him my name. Never knew his name. He was sitting there. I remembered him because he had a personalized license plate. When I pulled up to that spot and I looked in front of me, that license plate was right in front of me. Guess what Mary J did? Mary J got on up out of there. I didn't even get out of my car. You know why? Ladies? Because he matched my appetite. And at that time, I was in a very broken state. I was very vulnerable. I know me. And I was not about to have no rebound getting into some space, into a place, and compromise all of who I am and my worth. So I couldn't even take that opportunity to go there. No, ma'am. No. Because when you're at that place where you're weakened and you have come out of some real deep stuff that almost broke you, you have to know your limitations. You have to know your levels. And if you don't know your levels, you're going to fall back. That's what this is about, part 3. Because we had a lot of ladies talking in part 1 and 2 and asking and inboxing questions. You know, well, how do you break out? And what you don't put yourself in a position to compromise. You have to know who you are. You have to know your levels. You have to know your weaknesses and your strengths. If you don't know, you're going to fall. Okay? So you have to know when to move, when to stand still, when to fall back. If you don't know and you just full force, you're going to fall, baby. You're going to fall into that. Especially if you're coming out of a relationship and you're getting into another. You're going to fall into that. So we're talking about intercourse on tonight, ladies. Going into that course, feeling some kind of way, having that chemistry, being there where he is, feeling how you feel. We're going to talk about it, Ty. I can't catch it all. We're going to talk about it. You all, we're going to open it up at the end of this scope, and you can ask your questions. So I will go back and review them as well. But when we're dealing with this, okay, we're talking about how do we feel? What makes you feel the way you do? And if you do feel a certain way about a certain person, know your limitations, know your restrictions, know your boundaries. Set them for yourself. Set them for yourself. Write them down. Do not compromise them. No matter how much you feel like it, no matter how much you feel tempted by, set those boundaries, restrictions, and limitations, and do not compromise. Because when you let your guards down and you compromise, you're going to get stuck. You're going to get stuck. Have an accountability partner. Have somebody that knows where you're going, what you're doing. Let them know how you feel about a certain thing so they can make you accountable. You know, sometimes we get so deep, and sometimes we get caught up. Sometimes we get caught up. But don't put ourselves in that position, you know. Keep your head on. Think about the bigger picture. Think about where you're going. Think about what you want. Think about where you want to go. What is it in life? What are your goals? What's your dream? What's your business? Where does this person take you? Where are they able to bring you? Are they making love to your spirit before they even touch your body? Are they on one accord with you? Can they even think outside of the box? Are they on the same level with you? Do they comprehend the things that you talk about when it's deep and you talk? Can they pray for you? Can they pray you out of some stuff? I mean, when they're laying hands on you, are they laying hands and not just lusting over you? I'm talking about know what you're doing and know who. If he can't take you where you want to go, then why are you trying to go there with him sexually? Why are you trying to be there with him intimately? Why is he wasting your time and you're in his space like that and you're just playing games? Because right now, guess what? He's dipping and dabbing. He doesn't really know what he wants. He's dipping and dabbing. That's why he's being avoided. That's why he can't answer your text. That's why he can't answer your calls, because right now he's in between and he's trying to get some things done. Hey, if you're going to be a passerby, he's going to let you be that passerby. If you're going to be a booty call, you're going to be that booty call. Come on. You have to know what you want. You have to know where you want to be. What fits for you? Come on. How much you want to go into this course? How deep you want to go? Do you want your heart broken? Do you want to be left alone? Do you want to be left on the sideline? Do you want to be that side piece? I'm just asking the questions on tonight. because we sometimes we act like our mind leaves our body and we just can't think anymore. But we have to be able to think about it. And when you get to a place where you really know who you are, I'm telling you, when you're broken, you can't be there, because you're not gonna think clearly. You're not gonna think. I was broken. I was broken. I was I was so broken. I was scattered. But I knew me. And I said, you know what? This is not a good time, because emotionally, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And that brother was fine. Yeah, that brother had my appetite. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And he, the type of, the line of work he was into, you know, he was a businessman. He was intelligent, you know. Yeah, no, not ready for it. Not ready for it. And sometimes we play games with ourselves. Sometimes we test our own strengths. Yeah, we try to test our own strength to see how deep we can go, how far we can go, thinking that we're good. We're going to do this thing because we're our own woman and we're coming out. Doesn't always work that way. Doesn't always work that way. Okay, ladies, we're talking about intercourse on tonight. What course are you on? How deep are you in it? Yes, how deep are you in it? What are you dealing with? How do you come out of it? What's your level? What's your level? What's your level? Now, I'm in such a good place right now, but guess what? I'm not in a relationship. The real challenge comes when you're in one. That's when the real challenge comes, when you're actually in the relationship. When you're actually in the relationship, that's when the real challenge comes. But when you work on yourself outside of the relationship and you start building and making those deposits in yourself, you start planting those seeds in yourself, and you start bearing yourself up through a good foundation, a solid foundation of affirmation in the word, and you set your restrictions and your limitations and boundaries in place, and you know where to go. I'm going to tell you, you can't play with this. This is not to be played with at all. You have to know. You really have to know. I have so many friend requests that some of them are pending, that's been there like over 200, 300, maybe I think it's like 249 friend requests that are pending. And you have to know. I don't know all of these people. Of course, they're mutual friends of friends. And sometimes when they have a lot of them, I might see what friends, and, you know, I'll deal with it that way to see what friends are mutual and how do they know that person and all. But when I go down the page, that's what you have to do. You have to look through that page and see what kind of activity, where's their mindset, what they're into, what's really their perception. Look at a post and see what they're actually saying. Not a post that they share, but what's their conversation like. And I'm talking about scroll all the way through. Because when you scroll all the way through, you'll see where they come from. Yeah, you'll see what they into. You'll see the type of conversations. Now, if you want to be a part of it, you go right ahead. You go right ahead. Don't think you're so deep. Yeah. No. Nah. I had someone requesting to be my friend, suited, and when I went through that brother page, oh my goodness, he had every sensual photo of women, his whole wall, the whole timeline full of women, loaded, booty pics also. I was like, oh really? I think not. Block. Yeah. Block and delete. You can know 250 friends. Block and delete. Not interested. You don't even have any conversation. You don't even have any content. You're not even talking about anything. I don't even know why you have a Facebook page. sorry but not sorry. No. Ladies, come on. Come on, really? Know where you are. Know what you're dealing with. Know what you're dealing with. Absolutely. So we're talking about intercourse. Intercourse. How deep you want to go. You have any questions on tonight? Let's talk about it on tonight. I'm here. We're going to open it up to our Q&A tonight. See where this is leading. See, we need to do a part 4. You know, we come with the part 4 based on the questions that we have, and we might have to go in a little further, a little deeper, but I tried to cover it all tonight. We talked about being intimate. You got to go back in here 1 and 2 to know why I'm dealing with 3 the way that I'm dealing with part 3, okay? So we have people that are at different levels. Some people are not even sensual. They're not feeling anything. All of that senses has been shut down. They're good. And they want to stay that way. They're good. That's a good place to be if that's where you want to be. I'm just saying wherever you want to be, deal with where you are. That's all I'm saying. There's no stone for you not feeling nothing and I'm feeling something or I'm not feeling it. Nah, we just want you to be good wherever you are and understand why you're there. That's all I'm saying. So we talked about that when you're not feeling anything and you're okay with where you are and you're good where you are, then you're good. All right. And then there's those women that are in a relationship and they're sensual and sexual and they're having sex and it's gonna lead them to a whole lot of bag of nothing for most part. And you're not happy, you're disenchanted, you're emotionally distraught, and you don't want to be there. That's the way you come out. You have to pull out of that. You have to shut down everything. You have to block and delete. You have to detach yourself from all of the stuff, all of the messages, all of the stuff that remind you. That's how you break away from those soul ties. Anything that is relatable to that person that would keep you reminiscing, going back over those emotions over and over again, it's going to keep you locked in. So you have to detach yourself away from that. You have to get into a good place where you can just worship and just get by yourself so you can think. Not get with other people to tell you what to think or what to say or how to feel, but get to a quiet place so you can think. So you can think. And then you have to saturate your mind with the word and give yourself affirmations. Speak over yourself. Command your spirit to come back to order and to line up with the word of God, to get back in the presence of God and then the atmosphere of God. You know, you have to change your mindset. For those of us that are not spiritual, that are not Christians, to change your mindset. Renew your mind. Speak affirmations over your mind as well. You know, you have to be able to detach yourself away from all of that stuff. It doesn't make sense for you to keep replaying that stuff over and over in your head. You want to break away, but you keep driving down the street. You keep passing by his job. You keep going to the same club where he go. You keep hanging out in the same spots where you're not going to break free from it like that. Because you really don't want to break free. See, when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired and you're done and you finish because you had enough and you've been through too much already and you're hurting and you're broken and you really want a way out, you're going to come to your senses. It's not until you come to yourself that you're able to do better and rise up and move forward. Not until you come to yourself. So, okay, so we talked about the women that are not feeling anything. We talked about the women that is feeling everything and don't know how to break away from it. We talked about the wives that are not sensual, not sexual. They're not there. Oh, that's a deep thing. I want to talk more about that, but we're going to talk about it at a later date. Because why is it that, you know, that sex was designed for husband and wives? And then when we break that violation of what it was designed for and we get intimate before, oh, sex is powerful. Sex is so good. Sex is off the chain. We're working it. We can't get enough of it, right? And then now that's why, you know, we got connected. That tie was so strong. And now we said I do. And now we just so tired. We don't want no more. You know, it's just a chore. It's just on our thing to do list. We're tired. We're sleepy. We got a headache. We get around to it when we can. You know, it's not even the same anymore. Why is that? That's because it's spiritual. That's because if the house can be divided in any way, if that can be the wedge between the wife and the husband, that is definitely the way to go. If communication can be cut off and that intimacy is no longer there, that is definitely the way to go, to divide the household, to bring your house out of where it's supposed to be, to open up that door, to give that crack open, to allow some other stuff to come in. That's a good place. Yeah, that's a good place. That's why we should keep that door locked. That's why we should keep it locked. Okay? So we're talking about the woman that is okay, that's experiencing some emotional bondage through the ties, through the intercourse, through the sexual intercourse that have gone down that course. We talked about the masturbating and exhausting yourself of energy, exhausting yourself emotionally and mentally, feeling disenchanted. It's not enough. You're not going to be satisfied with it. You might have a temporary feel from it. Might feel good but what's happening? Oh, that has to be, oh my God. I'm sorry. That just has to be just so draining. That has to be and just where you would just get to a place where you're just like really so disenchanted with yourself and your emotions and what you're feeling, and you get locked into that. Let me say this, anything that has you is a stronghold, whatever it is. If you are attached to anything and it has you, it's a stronghold. And that's all I'm going to say about that. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay? So ladies, we have Q&A. Let's open it up for Q&A on tonight. And if we don't have any questions, we're going to be done. If you have any questions for me? I know we had a lot going on while I was talking on the screen, but if you have any questions, we can deal with them. We can deal with them tonight. What do we have tonight, ladies? Anything? Any questions? We talked about sexual needs, emotional needs, physical needs, spiritual needs, as it relates to intercourse. Give you a few moments. If you have any questions, let's deal with it on tonight. We can talk about it right now. Okay. Let's see. I know we were saying a whole lot before. I see your comment. Yes. Ty, I think you were saying some things. Okay. Oh, I see. You said you have to go back and listen to part 1 and 2. All right. Okay. Now, see, I have so many people that came in a room that I did not even know was in the room, because it doesn't always show me everybody that is in the room at that time. But hi, everybody, to all of you that are here and all of you that have come into the space. We're talking about intercourse on tonight, and we did part 1 and 2, so you can go back and watch part 1 and 2, and just don't watch part 1 and 2 for intercourse, but watch submission 1 and 2 as well. All right, you want to deal with that and watch that as well. So in the course, whatever course that you are on, however life has taken you off course and placed you on a physical course with an intimate partner where you are engaged in sexual activity, be grown enough, be man and woman enough to handle your business responsibly, and that is to be responsible, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. But as it relates to dealing with that emotional bondage, to be entangled sexually and intimately with a partner, it's going to take you down a road that you're not prepared for. It's best the way that it was originated, intended to be, it's best to wait. You save yourself a whole lot of heartache and heartbreak and all of that struggle, and you just don't want it. It's not worth it. It's too much to deal with. So you just best not deal with it, okay? And if that person is loving you, is in love with you, and wants to be with you in that way, you can make that thing happen. It can be right, and it will be wonderful and magical. And when you are married at that time, don't stop. Don't stop at that point. You don't want to stop the sex. Now it's right. Now it's good. Now it's supposed to be what it's supposed to be. So don't shut down now, right? Don't do it now. But be there for your partner, with your partner, and be engaged and in tune with your body, mind, and spirit. Deal with it all together and know that it's good. It's a harmony. It's supposed to be. It's art. It is. It's art. You all will see a lot of this where I'm coming from. Once I release my book, you'll see all of it. It's spiritual, it's sexual, it's sensual, it's emotional, it's physical, it's all of that. You'll be able to relate to it in a real way as well. Okay, so we don't have no questions at this time. All right. There are no questions. Let's see. They know what to say, and yes, you feel, yeah, yes, A. Hi, Kim. Okay, ladies, y'all don't have any questions. Don't be inboxing me then oh, I'm just teasing. I'm teasing. Okay, no questions? Any questions? I know some of y'all have questions. Y'all just don't want to ask them on here, but that's okay. All right. Okay, ladies. If we don't have any questions on tonight, that's it. You've tuned in to Real Talk with Mary J for up close and personal matters of the heart on tonight. I hope your heart was ignited on tonight. I hope it was inspired. I hope you came on this scope to get all that you needed to get from it on tonight. And of course, we'll be right back here on next week with more matters of the heart. We're going to talk about it on next week in a more in-depth way. All right, 10 o'clock p.m. That's where we are. I want you to go right now. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go to Mary J Enterprises, ladies, and subscribe there. And also follow and share. And you will get the notifications as well. All right, when you follow. Thank you. Thank you all so much. You'll get the notifications there when you subscribe to Mary J Enterprises. All right. Love you much, ladies. Can't wait to look forward to sharing with you all on next Monday at 10 p.m. We're connecting gel next Monday. And don't forget to join me for WOW, W-O-W, WOW Wednesday. Yes, WOW Wednesday. We're going to meet you all. We're going to punch the devil in the face, give him a black eye on WOW Wednesday as we were on Wednesday in prayer. All right. Have a good night.